Peace and love to all the gods and goddesses. Grand afternoon, grand evening, grand rising. Beautiful souls, wherever you are on this beautiful earth. Abundance, gratitude, truth, wisdom. So today's video is going to be about how reading guides you to your path of enlightenment. How reading is important to your path to enlightenment. And I say that because books are full of knowledge. Without them, we have no references, we have no information. And books have been always important to me my whole life. Since elementary school, I've been a nerd. My mom used to take me to the library. And that's something I just couldn't live without, reading. And it's sad because I was listening to, shout out to Love Dorsey, shout out to Brother Yosef. I will tag their pages in the description. I keep hearing about people not reading, and it's true though, like, that's something critical to our lives. See, back in slavery days, they didn't want us to read. They didn't want us to learn because they knew that once you read and once you learn, you start unlocking in here. And if you're not unlocking in here, you can't unlock out here. My whole life, I've been a fan of books. I wasn't into TV like that. I'm trying to get that knowledge. Because, see, knowledge is power. So, let's get into it. So 2021, after we came out of that pandemic, I was in a different place in my life. A place of, like I said, reawakening. To want to discover more about, spirituality and things. And I got into crystals. I went to crystal shops and bought me some crystals. So, let's get into it. I purchased me some books, and it had been like never since I ever thought about going to buy books. So I went to Barnes & Noble's. Animal Farm by George Orwell. Yes, it's non-fiction, but when you start reading, you start to understand and understand that these books are based on truth, but the way they're going to tell you is use a fictional story to give it to you, because they obviously just can't drop the truth raw. And this book is definitely a must read. Certain countries, like Soviet Union countries, banned this book, like North Korea, Germany back in the Cold War. China also didn't allow this book as well because it's about tyranny. But we live in new times, so. The Ultimate Situational Survival Guide. Self-Reliant Strategies for a Dangerous World. Even though I love spirituality a lot, we still have to know how to survive in the physical realm. So the contents of this book is situational awareness, prepare to survive, surviving natural disasters, surviving crime and violent situations, surviving man-made disaster threats, terrorism, surviving financial and economic threats. We do not get taught how to survive in today's world because why? It was made to crash anyway. And it's important that we know how to survive, because if you don't know how to survive, then you perish. They train us to be well-trained corporate lab rats. Survival Handbook, the ultimate guide to surviving anywhere by John Lofty Wiseman. The classic multi-million copy worldwide bestseller. This man was a professional soldier for 26 years as a professional soldier. In his words, He had the privilege of serving with the Special Air Service. This elite unit of the British Army is trained to carry out operations in all parts of the world, often isolated and far from conventional forces. And here's a little picture of something. The pyramid. The bottom of the pyramid is the will to live. The middle part is the knowledge. And the top part is kit. So clearly saying that you really need more of a will to live and knowledge. Like I was saying earlier, knowledge, power, surviving. The essentials and contents. Essential strategy, climate, terrain, food, campcraft, reading the signs, on the move, health, survival at sea, rescue, disaster. So yeah, they have information on how to use knives, different type of knives, sharpen the knives, identify footprints, what to do if you're at sea stuck, different terrains and how to navigate, also how to read the stars at night for travel and navigation, which is important because it is a clock. This is for my feminine energy women. Moon energy, a practical guide of using lunar cycles to unleash your inner goddess. And I love this book because it has such beautiful images. So this book talks about the moon and where this myth of witches came from, shamans, primitive societies, creating a moon journal, lunar terminology, energies of each moon phase. I'm gonna just share some images. I really connect with this book a lot. The moon is tied to feminine energy, our menstrual cycles. It is the fastest moving luminary. It goes through every zodiac within the whole month. It talks about the full moon in each zodiac sign. There's also rituals connected. Okay, the 8 festivals of the pagan year. All right, and enough pictures. Chakra healing, crystals, essential oils, food and diet, behavior changes, meditation, yoga. We have more than 7 chakras, by the way. This book basically explains what a chakra is, how you can unblock them, and what causes blockages, how they manifest on a physical level, the type of essential oils you can use to clear the energy, and crystals, the affirmations you can say, the Sanskrit names. For example, the heart chakra Sanskrit name is Anahata. Body parts that are affected or that are in correlation. It also tells you how you can make a sacred healing space, sacred white sage, Paleo Santo, feather wand, photos of ancestors and loved ones, candles, statues of deities, a bowl for offering, different elements and what chakras are affected, They have adrenaline, fatigue, anger, depression, anxiety, back pain, conflict, constipation, disconnection from self and others, fear, grief. There's some essential oils, lemon, lavender, bergamot, rosewood, rosemary, some yoga positions. Crystals. The Little Pocketbook of Crystal Healing. Crystal prescriptions that will change your life forever. The contents of this book: preparing for crystal work, working with crystals, the crystal finder, crystal remedies. Talks about preparing your space, cleansing crystals, working on your chakras, remedies for emotional ailments, crystals for spiritual enchantment. Just some more crystals and stuff in this book. My favorite book of them all, still reading today, Awakening Your Third Eye. How assessing your sixth sense can help you find knowledge, illumination, and intuition. This book is very powerful. It helped me see more of myself and give me more confirmation about the journey that I'm on. Show y'all some pictures. We've seen this before, right? Yeah. We've seen that before. Pine cone fountain at the Vatican. This book basically just tells you about where the third eye originates, how it came about, where cultures show representation of this, how they show representation, how different cultures, have their own words for this, and pictures and symbols. A lot of this knowledge comes from Eastern countries, as they were, in special orders. If you don't know what that means, well, they were a cult. Masonic tracing board. Another one. I'm still currently reading this book to this day. This is something y'all really need to see though. Show your friends, show everybody. Tell them that this is not demonic, because clearly they pulled it from out of our brains, literally. This is how the Eye of Horus came to be. It is a map of the brain, and this is how intelligent our ancestors was. It talks about how to decalcify the pineal gland. It talks about how electromagnetic frequencies can disrupt the pineal gland, pituitary gland. It talks about, medication, how the pharmacy symbol came about, and as they are playing in our face, letting you know that they've got your eye. A little bit of astrology, chakras in here too. The third eye in art and architecture. This is a book that I read. It's a Thesaurus. I read Thesauruses because I want to educate myself on how to speak more fluent, strong vocabulary. Instead of saying the same words, we can say words that have more effect. I used to read this while I was at work. Yes. I'm telling y'all, I am a complete nerd. I like to educate myself. It's important, so that way nobody can fool you. Knowledge is power. And when you read books, you gain experience from others that you probably didn't know about, or probably would have never even learned about in this real world. Because the goal is not to keep you here, is to keep you here. Can't even see my hand no more. That's how low. I also have a book about dreams. This was a book that my great-grandmother was reading. Okay, and this book is about occult stuff. So clearly I know where I get all that from. But this is a book. It says Dreams, Lucky Numbers, Omens, Oils, and Essentials. How to put the occult forces of nature to work for luck and success. Now, this book is a little ran down, but I'm definitely going to find me a better condition version of this book, because this book is critical. Okay? I wouldn't give this book up for nothing in the world. I don't care how much you want it. I don't care how much you're going to tell me you're going to give me. I'm not giving it up. That's how I value books. They burnt down a whole library. Because of why? They didn't want nobody to have access to knowledge. And you notice throughout, history, his story, their fake timelines and stuff, only the people at the top was able to have the best of the best. The brand new, the most educated this, and workers, and entertainment, they had it all. While the people at the bottom, the peasants, present day slavery, us till today, while we're only fed the crumbs of the good stuff. So do your own research. Always do your own research. Never stop questioning. That's how you find new things. So that is it for today's video. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I want to say 3 things and I'm out. Break the programming, break the conditioning, break the manipulation. Third eye out.